Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David. All right, this is going to be a reading on the Colorado 4th Congressional District, also known as the district that Lauren Boebert is now trying to run to replace the retiring Representative Ken Buck. In my previous readings, I was saying I pictured the candidates in this district ganging up against Lauren Boebert. And I was listening, I watched a video of it and my mouth dropped. As expected, Boebert faced sharp questions about her decision to move to a new congressional district to escape a rematch with her former opponent Frisch. And this one guy, Lynch, asked, could you give the definition of a carpetbagger? The reason why that you get that little smug look and that laughter was in my previous reading, and maybe I'll go find a clip of it, I said they're going to accuse her of being a carpetbagger. I mean, I have a vague definition of what a carpetbagger is. It's somebody not from your area coming down telling you what to do and how to do it. But, you know, my jaw just kind of like, they actually said it. My wife was listening and she's like, ooh, ouch. All right. And even the crowd, I think, reacted to that one. They knew that was just, the knife went right in and the elephant in the room was addressed. There were 9 members that are running for this seat. The article says she came 5th place amongst the 9 candidates in a straw poll. What I find interesting and depressing about it was the arrest record. And the crowd laughed. 6 of the 9 candidates raised their hand in response to a question whether or not they had been arrested at some point. Now, I will say this. If you've been arrested for like protesting or you know, some civil disobedience thing, I get it. To me, that's not necessarily a strike against you. But, you know, we had one guy that was 19 years old and got arrested for speeding. Yeah, okay, you're knucklehead, you're 19 years old. One guy, I think, one of the guys recently was arrested for DUI. You know what? You're a grown-ass adult. You can't make that good decision. Why should you be the representative for our county? Boebert said that she was arrested for missing a court date for driving-related charges, but failed to mention her arrest for harassment, disorderly conduct, and failure to appear. You know, it's kind of interesting that she'll admit to the minor thing, but won't talk about the thing that everybody knows about. You know, that's called lying by omission. It's still lying. The one dude with the MAGA hat in here, his last name is Lacey. He was arrested for harassment involving a child in 2016. Pled guilty and was sentenced to 6 months of unsupervised probation. Do better, Colorado. And this is the dude with the Trump hat. And they asked him how many of these people felt, one of the questions asked, and it's not covered in this article, was the election stolen from Donald Trump? Boebert raised her hand. MAGA dude with his red baseball cap raised both hands. I guess you should never surrender, right? But I'm going to read on the energy. How is Lauren Boebert going to do? Will she win the primary in this Colorado district? When I read on this the last time, the answer was no. And now we're getting a little bit closer to it. We're getting closer to the primary election. I guess it's happening probably in March. I think, is Colorado part of Super Tuesday? I know they're early in March. A lot of words, not a lot of cards being thrown for entertainment purposes only. Get with it. How's Lauren Boebert and the energy around the Colorado District 4 that she's running for? Knight of Swords. I'm here to save the day. Lousy Mighty Mouse singing. She's here bringing her special version of Firebrand to District 4 because, you know, 22 points isn't quite red enough. So we need to make it 30 points. So she's going to try and come in as on her white fine Arab Charger to save the day for Coloradans in that district. Crossed with the Ace of Swords. I think the Ace of underneath is the Two of Coins here. What's the energy around this? She's coming in hard charging. She might think Here's the thing. If you're going to come in hard charging, that's great. You better have something you're going to bring. You better bring something to the table. This sword's off the page. We can't see what the tip of the sword is. And I think that this is crossed with these other candidates who've been in this district for years. They understand what that county is looking for, what the county is looking, or that district is looking for, and they know a carpetbagger when they see one. She's a foreigner, and they know exactly why she's coming in, and they're going to start pointing it out. And part of it is, it's funding. She didn't think she could win her district. She was being outspent and out fundraised. So she's switching districts to something that should be easier for her to run. But the problem is when it's a big red district like this, all the Republican candidates realize if they win the primary, they win the general. And part of this is, she's leaving the tumultuousness of District 3 to go to District 4. But she may have this hard-charging attitude, but what are you bringing of value? What's going to be your purpose, your goal? And when you're in, a really red district like that, everybody's got the same purpose. Everybody has the same goal. They all agreed that securing the border was the number one issue. Okay, fantastic. Now, what extremes do you want to go to? One guy just wants to defund all sanctuary cities, shut down the border, defund sanctuary cities, and then figure it out. Others were like, well, we need to come up with a path for naturalization or something that takes a little faster than 10 years. So there's a bit of a spectrum in there, but you go from the, shoot all the women and children coming across the border to maybe we should try and figure out a way to get them in, let them work in there. And I think they all agreed they did not like the fact that some of these border states are dumping people into Colorado without any services available for them to take those people in. Kind of the humanitarian crisis. But this is the stuff that Abbott and DeSantis enjoy doing. So even the Republicans in states that are impacted by DeSantis and Abbott's antics are not appreciative of that. But Lauren Boebert, she's going to come charging in, but she's got to have a reason for coming in. More than I just wanted a fresh start for my boys and myself. In the past, we got a pair of aces here, huh? In the past, we got the Ace of Cups. Not exactly the most mature person. Whereas Marjorie Taylor Greene is the mean middle school girl, Lauren Boebert is the mean stuck-up high school girl. But her public meltdowns in the Beetlejuice incident, amongst others, she brings passion, but she's not bringing a lot of intellect with it. And certainly, if you don't have the intellect and the drive, the passion in a pretty face and in a nice figure only goes so far. And it's she's shallow. Just shallow and superficial. She's got to bring something to the table. Look at all these swords, man. Current situation, seven of swords. She's basically sneaking out of District 3 to go to District 4. She thinks that her time as a U.S. rep and being a social media, social click representative is going to get her in here and she can steal this election. I think she's also sneaking away from District 4 because she knows she's going to lose it. So maybe she can steal the election for District 3. Because again, when you get to these really red districts, typically the most extreme person is going to win. Or at least the extreme person that's in the bell curve. It could be that folks in District 4 maybe are getting a little tired of the MAGA thing. So the dude with the MAGA hat that raises both hands saying that Trump had the election stolen and, he's been on probation for harassing a kid or harassing somebody involving a kid may not play too well. He might be too extreme. Maybe the extremism in that district is inching back closer towards a typical conservative value system as opposed to the MAGA extremism. That's kind of where I'm going with it. Overarching energy. There she is. She's coming in. Basically, she's coming in. She's going to talk about her wealth of experience, but I think they're looking at her as coming in as, you know, this. She doesn't have the money. She can't fundraise outside, so she might be coming here to fundraise. But remember that part about the carpetbagger? It's like, you know, you're not from here. You're like this wealthy northerner coming down into our territory and telling us what to do. She's an outsider. She's not part of the. She's not part of the Dirty Fingernails group that's been working in the dirt, so to speak. I mean, Lauren Boebert did not come from money. She's had a difficult go of it. With family life, being on social programs, having to take the GRE to get through it. She could be so much better than she is, but she has chosen not to be. Basically, they look at her as being like a snob or something like that. Like she thinks she's above them. Lesson to be learned is the truth. People understand who Lauren Boebert is. Her actions have betrayed who she is. She can try and present this as a refined, polished politician, but people know who she is. And I don't want to denigrate folks that come from trailer parks, but it's going to be something along those lines. You act like... I'll just leave it. They know who she is. Justice. And they're going to vote accordingly. They know who she is. And I don't think she's not going to get away with her shenanigans in that district. Nothing in that video indicates to me that she is going to win that primary. Carpetbagger, man. Ouch. That's just brutal. And again, it's one of those things that there's nothing, that Ace of Swords, there's nothing to differentiate her from the other candidates. Now, the straw poll there is for the audience to take in, and the audience is going to be filled with family and friends and campaign staff for all 9 of the candidates. So it's just literally who had more friends in the room was going to get the vote. But I don't think there's nothing to differentiate her from the rest of the candidates. Simple for Carter, will she win that seat come November? I don't think she's going to get the primary. Let's ask, is she going to win the primary? Right? Because you don't win the primary, you're not going to win the general. Glasses on so I can read the cards. And then you look up and you see the ring light. And that's why I try to keep my head down like this so you don't get the reflection in there. Or when I take my glasses off or put them above my head. That's the reason for doing that, because I think it's distracting. I look like I'm wearing those x-ray glasses from the comic books, Oh, I can see through your clothes. I'm so stupid. I don't want to go on record, I never owned a pair of x-ray glasses. Lauren Boebert's not going to get the information. Just like my x-ray glasses, it's not going to do what they advertise. Yeah, she'll be lucky if she finishes 4th. Oh, it's just too hard to run in there. You're an outsider coming in. Great. Glad you got your message here. Keep moving on. Yeah, she doesn't get the funding she needs. She doesn't get the funding she needs. She comes across as a carpetbagger, somebody coming in from another district or something like that. It's just too much personal stuff to overcome. And it's going to be a guy that gets elected. There's almost, I think, all but one. Were there 2 women? Maybe there's only 1 woman that was in the room there, and that would be Lauren Boebert. It's going to be a guy. It's whoever... who's going to win? Whoever's the favorite. There was somebody here. Oh, that was also interesting. 3 of the candidates would not pledge that they would support Bobert if she won the primary. That speaks volumes right there. It's like, no, not a chance. I'd rather tell my supporters to vote for a Democrat then that's not what they said, but that's what they're saying. Then let Lauren Boebert be the representative of this district. Violating the Republican golden rule of never speak poorly of another Republican. Let me see if I can find that. Oh, no, that's a little bit higher up. Oh, but it's no other candidate said they would support Boebert in the primary if they were not running. 4 people said they would support Sonnenberg. Now, who is Sonnenberg? And it helps if I read through the article. Okay, it goes back to that straw poll. In the end, Boebert fell short with the crowd, mostly composed of candidates' family members, staff, and people involved with the local Republican Party. She got a 5th place amongst 9 candidates in the straw poll, placing her behind Logan County Commissioner and former state senator Jerry Sonberg. That's who's going to win. State Rep Mike Lynch, radio host Deborah Flora, that was the other woman there, and State Rep Richard Holtorf in that order. So, yeah, my guess is it's going to be Sonnenberg, could be Mike Lynch, okay, I suppose it could be Richard Holtorf as well. But it's going to be a guy, and it's going to be somebody who's been in the government before. So probably Sonnenberg or Lynch are your most likely ones. And I don't think anybody watching this really gives a flying toss about either one of them. They probably vote that they all lose. But, there's conservative districts. That's just the way it is. I'm going to leave it at this. Thank you. Thank you very much for watching this video and supporting my channel. I appreciate it. Thank you for your likes and your shares and your comments and everything you do to feed the YouTube algorithm so my video makes it out to a wider audience. To people just discovering this channel recently, welcome. Glad you found us. Hope you found this reading insightful, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.